Once again, good evening, classmates and Dr. Ralph Vendel-Mosny. We're done with the first four behavioral interventions, and it was clearly discussed by Ma'am Claudine. Before I continue to talk about the remaining four behavioral interventions, the cognitive behavioral interventions, CBI, social skills training, talking economy systems, and check-in, check-out, CICO. Again, these behavioral interventions greatly help learners by improving their communication and social skills, reducing challenges, behaviors, enhancing academic success, promoting the generalization and maintenance of skills, empowering families and educators, and supporting individualized learning. It is important to note that these interventions are most effective when tailored to each student's unique needs to properly address their specific challenges. I believe some of these behavioral interventions are familiar to us, and we even use them in our classes. Now let's talk about the cognitive behavioral intervention. Cognitive behavioral intervention is a structured, evidence-based approach that helps students identify and change negative pattern of thinking and behavior. Using this CBI is a way of helping students understand how their thoughts affects their feelings and actions. It teaches them to notice negative thoughts and replace them with more helpful ones so they can make better choices and feel better about themselves. This CBI is a widely used in education and psychology to support students with developing positive behaviors, emotional regulations, and problem-solving skills. It is especially effective for students with emotional and behavioral disorders, students who are experiencing anxiety, depression, or difficulty managing anger and stress. Key points for CBI. First, thoughts, feelings, behavior. CBI is based on the idea that thoughts influence feelings, which in turn affect behavior. This means that what we think affects how we feel, and how we feel affects how we act. For example, if student thinks they can't do a certain task, they might feel frustrated or sad and then refuse to try or just give up. But if they think positively, like I can try my best, they may feel more confident and be more willing to try. CBI promotes better self-control, decision making, and social interaction because it guides a student how to manage their thoughts and emotion. Second, CBI is skill-based and solution-focused. It is helping students learn specific skills they need, like how to follow directions, manage their emotions, or talk nicely to others, and teaches students to look at what works instead of what went wrong. Instead of focusing on problems, we help students find simple steps they can take to improve and succeed. Third key point, CBI is goal-oriented and structured, helping students to focus on a clear goal, what they want or they need to achieve. For example, the goal might be to stay seated during class or to raise their hand before speaking. We will guide them to have clear plans or routines involving step-by-step procedures or activities. This helps students know what to expect and what to do next, making it easier for them to learn and behave well. How it is done. First, identify the problem. We teachers should help our student figure out what behavior or feeling is causing difficulty. We really have to identify the problem. Example, I always fail, so I don't want to try. So this is the identified problem. After identifying problem, we must recognize negative thoughts. Most probably, the student would say, I am stupid, or no one likes me. So we are now recognizing their negative thoughts. Next is challenge the thought. The student is taught to ask questions like, is this thought true? What evidence do I have? Is there another way to look at this? Instead of, I can't do this, we should encourage them to say, I don't get it yet, but I can ask for help. So we are changing their negative thoughts into something positive, being optimistic, until they could come up with a new thought. It could be, I can try step by step. It's okay to make mistakes. Next, encourage them to practice, acquire more positive behavior, such as asking for help, taking deep breaths when angry, using a break card, following a visual schedules. Repeat and reinforced. The teacher or adult gives positive feedback and helps the students practice the new thinking and behavior again and again until it becomes a habit. Next is reward progress. Use praise, points, or small rewards to motivate and celebrate the students' effort and improvements. Now let's move on to social skills training. It is a structured approach that teaches individuals how to interact appropriately with others. With SST, we teach our students how to behave and talk nicely with others through modeling, showing them the right way to act. We need to show to our students how to behave by doing it. When we act the right way, our students learn by watching us. If we want our students to say please and thank you, we should use those words often. When they hear us being polite, they'll learn to do the same. Next is role playing, feedbacking, then practice. Doing it again and again until they get better. How it is done. First, choose a specific social skill to teach. Start by identifying what the student needs with help, such as when they are having difficulty or having a hard time greeting others, taking turns, asking for help, and saying sorry. Next, explain the skill step by step. Break the skill into simple steps and explain it clearly. Next, model or practice the skill through role playing. The teacher or the therapist shows what the correct behavior looks like. We must model. Show them how to greet people around them, saying good morning, hi, hello, etc. Next, give feedback and praise. Give immediate, clear feedback. Tell them what they did well and how they can improve. Next, repeat and practice in real life. Example, allow the students practices greeting their classmates every morning or every time of the day. Next is token economy systems, a behavior management strategy where students earn tokens or displaying desired behaviors. Tokens can later be exchanged for rewards or privileges. This is a behavior plan where students earn tokens like stars, stickers, or points when they show good behavior, such as following rules, listening, or being kind. Later, they can exchange the tokens for rewards like small prizes or extra playtime. It helps motivate students to make good choices. Key points. First, provide immediate, consistent reinforcement. Giving a reward or praise right away every time a student shows the effective behavior. Doing it quickly and consistently helps the student understand what they did is right and encourages them to keep doing it. Second key point, encourages positive behavior and increases motivation, helps students behave well, and makes them feel more excited to learn and try their best. Because when students are praised or rewarded for good behavior, they feel good and want to keep doing the right thing. Third key point, tokens are exchanged for meaningful rewards. Students can trade the tokens they earn for rewards they like, such as stickers, small toys, extra playtime, or special privileges. This makes the system fun and exciting and helps them stay motivated to keep showing good behavior. How it is done. First, choose target behaviors. Decide which positive behaviors you want to encourage. Be specific. Example, staying seated, following directions, raising hand before speaking, finishing work on time. Next, select the tokens. Choose what kind of tokens the student will earn, preferably something that interests or motivates them. Next, set the exchange rate. Decide how many tokens are needed to earn a reward. Example, 5 tokens, maybe they could get a sticker. 10 tokens, 5 minutes of tablet time, manipulating computer, or playtime. 15 tokens, most probably they could have small toy. Next, explain the system to students. Tell students what behavior earn tokens, how many tokens are needed for rewards, when and how they can trade tokens. Use clear, simple language and visual aids. Next step, give tokens immediately. When the student show a good behavior, give the token right away and praise them. Next, let's student exchange tokens. At the end of the day or week, let students trade tokens for reward. You can set a reward time. It could be every Friday or after lunch daily. Lastly, adjust as needed. If students lost interest or the system is too easy, hard, adjust. Adjust the reward menu, the number of tokens needed, the behavior goals. Last but not the least, behavioral intervention is the check-in, check-out, CICO. A behavior intervention where students check in with a teacher or a mentor at the start and end of the day to receive feedback, encouragement, and track behavior goals. This is a behavior plan where students meet with a teacher or a mentor at the beginning and end of the day. In the morning, they get encouragement and reminded about their behavior goals. At the end of the day, they talk about how they did, get feedback, and sometimes earn points or rewards. It helps students stay on track and feel supported. Key points. First, provide structure, adult support, and consistent feedback. Give students a clear routine to follow, help from a trusted adult, and regular feedback about their behavior. This helps them feel guided, safe, and motivated to do better each day. Second key point, uses a daily progress chart to monitor specific behavior goals. Students uses a chart or a paper each day to track how well they are meeting their behavioral goals, like staying on task or following directions. The chart helps them see their progress and know what they need to improve. Third, build positive relationships between student and teacher. This helps the student and teacher get to know each other better and build trust. When they talk every day and work together, the student feel more supported, understood, and cared for. How it is done. First, choose behavior goals. Pick 2 or 3 simple, clear goals based on what the student needs to improve. Example, following directions, stay on task, use kind words, and more. Second, create a daily point sheet. Make a chart with the students' goals. Teachers rate the students' behavior during each part of the day. Next, morning check-in. Each morning, the student checks in with a trusted adult, like the guidance counselor or homeroom teacher. They review the goals and start the day positively. Example, his goal for the day is to raise his or her hand before speaking. Next step, teacher feedback during the day. Throughout the day, teachers give quick ratings and comments based on the student's behavior. They give positive feedback and encouragement. Next, afternoon checkout. At the end of the day, the student meets again with the same adult. They review the point sheet, total score, and talk about what went well and what to improve. Next, earn rewards or privileges if the student meets their daily goal. Lastly, share progress with parents. It is very important to share the progress of a child to their parents. The point sheet can be sent home daily for the parents to sign and return. This keeps everyone informed and supports the child. And before I end my report, please know that behavioral intervention is not just about correcting behavior. It's about empowering children with special needs to reach their fullest potential. When implemented effectively and compassionately, it leads to meaningful improvements in academic achievement, social functioning, and overall well-being. It is also fosters inclusive environments where all children can thrive.